Okay, so I've been thinking every week we get together, we talk about this stuff, we talk about random nonsense, we talk about us. Very often we talk about monsters. This week I've been thinking a lot about centaurs, and I just want to okay. So before we get into this, do you know where the word centaur comes from?
I do not. I would guess it's Greek or something in origin, and its prefix and suffix probably have something to do with like Tor is probably like a hoofed creature, and I have no idea where the Sen comes from.
Yeah. But yeah, pretty much, dude. You got it. So it's like, but it's a little bit like everything else in the world. We're like, oh, we know everything, even though we've had written word forever and language has been transferred and like throughout time, we
Mm-hmm.
still just lose things over time. So it's a little
Mm-hmm.
bit debated. But for the most part, they're like, it was one of like two or three things, and it's basically there was a savage tribe in Italy that rode horsebacks called like Centaros, and they made their tribe word based on the two words canteen, which was pierce, and then toros, which was bull. So it was kind of like piercing the bull, or some people say like poking the wind because they would like ride so quickly as they would savagely destroy people. So I was looking at all this stuff because I was like, how do we get to man horse? You know what I mean? Like, how did we end up? How did we end up? We're like, oh man, these
Is
people
it
that
like is it maybe like, oh, they were such well-trained riders that the man and horse may as well have been one being
that's I okay.
because they
That's
just vibed each other?
I love that, and that's exactly what I was thinking too. I was like, I think that's how it happened. I think it was something like that, like, and also like in addition to like just legend, where it's like, oh, like it's like a big fish story, like, oh my gosh, you guys were taken out by one man. It's like, no, it wasn't a man. It was more than a man. It was a horseman. It was this larger than life monster. And but dude, like, here are these, here are these legendary warriors, so strong and like powerful and savage that they spawn this like myth, this like legendary, mythos. And I'm over here just wondering if the human part and the horse part taste different even.
Ooh, that is a good question because, like, okay, let's just say
What?
we live in a world. They're a wild centaur.
Yeah,
If you best them in battle, it's actually part of their belief system that you must consume their flesh.
you
That
have to.
is how you give them a true warrior's death. So there's no inhumane situations going on here, people. I'm letting
Right.
you know
Not
that
at
in
all.
this
In
mythos,
this
they want to be
hypothetical,
consumed.
in this
They
hypothetical, they are
want to be.
snood. They want, right?
They seldom lose, but if they do, they must be consumed.
Yeah.
So in that, I mean, you would think it would have to taste the same because it's the same creature, but I'm imagining the horse part's going to taste like horse and the top part's going to taste like human.
Right?
AKA, from what I hear, pig.
Pig.
Human tastes like similar to pig.
Yeah, I think it would taste different too. I mean, especially since, well, it's interesting though, dude, because it's not as if our legs taste different than our abdomen,
What's
but
even crazier though is just thinking of like the butcher cuts of an animal.
right?
The tenderloin that runs across like near like the spine area, like
Yeah.
that would start at the shoulder blade of the human and end at the buttocks of the horse part of it. So with the meat flavor, would you see a transition to the type of meat as it transcended the waistline into the hind quarter?
Steven, the reason I wanted to talk about this week is because I tried to run an ad for our show last week and we got flagged for shocking content. So I was like, oh yeah, I'll
What
show
was our
you.
what was
And
our
we
shocking
did
content?
nothing. We talked about nothing shocking at all. We never do. We talk about like goofy stuff all the time, but like I don't know, shocking. I just thought it was ridiculous. So anyway, take that YouTube. Let's get to our show and talk about our real issues. Hello, welcome to We Have Issues. I'm Anthony.
And I am Stevie Wildcard.
And every week, my best friend Stevie Wildcard and I get together and we do our best to overcome all of the hurdles that YouTube throws our way while
The most shocking content you've
we're
ever
trying to
seen.
make
The
shock.
most divisive,
Dude, it's so
painful, like
oh, the funniest thing about this, okay, if you're watching us for the first time, welcome to our show. Thank you so much for joining us. We're not one of those shows. We don't ever talk about it. We don't talk about politics. We don't talk about anything even remotely like social or awkward for the most part. The closest we've ever come was literally last week where we were like, this is our point. Our main point was just like, I hope everyone's nice to each other about this whole Super Bowl thing because people were being weird back, like everyone's being weird. That was
This
it.
is offensive.
This is offensive. That was it. We're just like, we hope everyone is just cool all the time to each other. Everyone be nice. Anyway, dude, but if you're joining us for the first time, welcome to our show. We talk about the various issues and obstacles that life throws our way while we're making comic books. Most recently, we've been working on a supernatural superhero culty comedy comic called Deathless. We are working really hard in issue 4. We always start the show talking about like how we did this week despite our issues. Then we talk about the issues that got in the way, which are usually just like silly things and conversations and just like distractions and stuff. So, Steven, how'd you do this week?
I finished page 20 and I got through a lot of page 21, but I did not succeed in finishing both pages.
Ah,
Valentine's Day
yeah.
weekend, Atlas birthday party,
Oh,
and then work. I mean, you just get tired and I fell short. I want you all to know though, I still am trying to maintain the goal of finishing all the inks before
oh
February
yeah.
28th. So that way it can just be Kickstarter launch on the May or March 4th. And then
Yep.
I should be done with we should be getting colors pretty much done by then. So
Oh yeah.
that's still my goal. So but yeah, I did not succeed this week.
Ah, dude, I also flailed around this week. I just didn't. I did color a bunch. I'll say that I did a great job
That's
with what I
awesome.
did,
Coloring is so monotonous too. So I
dude.
mean,
I got about 90% of the page done. It is a barreled heavy page, so there's a lot of color, and I was just like, okay,
he's in this one a lot too. So
yeah, dude, hang on. Excuse me. Um, yeah, he's hard to color, but you know what? I almost got it done. I got like 90% of it done. I had so much going on, dude. This week it was my son's birthday. It was his birthday party was this week. So dude, I built the whole like one up arcade cabinet from Mortal Kombat 2.
it's amazing.
I also got the Pac-Man cabinet from my boss. I bought that from him and I set up like a mini arcade in Atlas's closet. Like I cleaned out his whole closet, set it all up in there. I put wrapping paper across the whole thing. So when he came home, he was just like tearing it open. He was like freaking, dude, it was amazing. Um, excuse me. But it was okay. Steven, I've never been a social person. Like I'm not a person. I don't
We're good. We're good at
yeah,
it. We're
yeah,
good
no,
at it.
I'm fine. I can have a conversation with anybody about
Mhm.
anything. I'm basically like a geeky geisha. Like I can literally like I will entertain you and I'm happy to do so and not in like a hubristic way. Like I like being like a goofy guy who's just like I'm not afraid of talking about I'll talk about anything. I have all sorts of weird knowledge from reading and just being interested in the world. That being said, when I talk to people in social settings, it's exhausting for me. I like leave that and I'm not like, oh, I wish I never did that. I'm just like, I need to have me
I
time.
literally, they say the recharging of the batteries, that's literally me. Like, I can
Yep.
do social stuff,
Yep.
but yeah, like, there's some weeks, like, as being a parent and
Oh
just
yeah.
having multiple functions and things happening, engaging, you have to maintain relationships with so many people. I mean, your family keeps growing, and yeah, there comes a point where I literally just zombie out because, like, I just need. Am I good?
No, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make a face. Something just popped up and it was like, we noticed you haven't spoken in 7 seconds, so I'm going to lower your hand. I was like, I've never seen it say that before. But like, what do you mean lower
I
my hand?
love the fact that Anthony is such a chatty Cathy that his computer it was just like, oh, something's wrong. We've sent emergency services to your
Yeah,
house. The firefighters should be there in moments. We don't know what's going on.
dude, it's so true. It's so true. I'm sorry,
But
dude.
no,
I'm
yeah,
sorry. I'll
like,
do better.
but you get it. But I get what you're saying because as you become more and more of an adult and you have more and more responsibility and you have more and more social dynamics going on around you, it is so I've basically learned as I've gotten older. I always consider myself
Yeah.
what's the word I'm looking for?
Introverted or
Yeah,
extroverted?
I always consider myself extroverted, but that's because I can be an extrovert, but
Right.
I definitely am an introvert, someone who likes
Right.
to be in his dwelling, watch movies with my wife. And thankfully, I mean, Tina is a super introvert too.
Mhm.
But yeah, but simultaneously, I can wear both. I can be both. It's just I do need to recharge. I get that entirely.
Yeah, dude. it's not like I don't enjoy interacting with the right people, like if I'm vibing or whatever, if I you know but if I find my people, if I'm like, oh, we're talking about movies and comic books and video games, and we're sharing interests and joys and stuff, and you're not just someone who's like, anyway, let's talk about all the woes in the world, and like there are certain topics that I'm like, that's why we don't talk about those topics on this show, because it kills my soul. But no, dude, but like with the right people, I really do enjoy it. But when I go home, I'm just like, I do need to recharge. I feel, thoroughly drained. That being said, dude, I have never been one to host big parties. Like even when just like any time in my life, I've had situations where there were like big parties around. I always end up like in a corner with like two people or like one person. I'm just like, all right, this is the conversation. We're here. This is happening. I'm thankful to be invited to this thing, but also I'm here with these people that I'm familiar with, enjoying this situation. Um, but this time, my son is having a birthday party in which he wanted to invite a bunch of people, dude. And I was just like, yeah, I'm not gonna say no, because like being social with strangers makes me uncomfortable. So I'm like, yeah, do it. And they all said yes, every single one of them. And I was like, oh my God,
Which
this
is
is
so rare too for
it's so
parties,
rare,
you know.
right? I mean, but he's such a sweet boy. And dude, the funniest thing about it is like I get the feeling from like the interactions he was having with the kids. I'm like, I feel like you interacted once with all of these kids before this party. Like, I don't think you guys, I don't think you're like great friends with all these people. I think you're pretty close with a couple of them, and then a couple of them you were like, oh, I met you once in the lunch line. Want to hang out for in my birthday? Like, okay, like I don't care. But it was just so interesting to watch. Where I was like, "Hey, what do you know about like this girl?" And he's like, I don't know." I'm like, "Well, like, what does she like?" And he's like, "Oh, I don't know." I'm like, "Well, have you ever talked to her about anything?" And he's like, "No." I'm like, "Okay." But she said yes to going to your birthday. And he's like, "Yeah." I'm like, "Okay, cool.
Here we are.
Here we are." I go into the so thankfully, dude. So I'm going and I'm like at the party and I'm trying my best to just like get around and tell everyone how the arcade works and like welcome everyone and thank them all for being here and do the whole like hosting sort of thing. Everyone was really cool, but it was exhausting, dude. It was
There was a lot
really,
of people
there were
there.
so
Like
many people. And
even I was like, ooh, this is
Steven,
a
did
lot
you?
of people.
This is a funny story. Okay, this is pretty funny. So you saw me at my most heightened during that night, which wasn't even bad, I think. But like, I was my most heightened when I ordered pizzas, and they were like 40 minutes late, and I was like, "This isn't great. I'm not happy." So I'm.
Especially when you like plan ahead, you
Yep.
order ahead, you tell them you want to
Yep.
deliver at this moment, and then they still. That's the problem with these places is they demand that you call ahead when it's a bulk order, but then they don't even start it anyway until the time that you would normally order if you just ordered it randomly. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying?
It's so
It's
true.
just it's so obnoxious.
It is, and then yeah. So just to give some more context, the person who was doing the delivery was like this DoorDash person or something. Who then so he calls me and says, "Oh, I tried to get them to give me the pizzas earlier, but they wouldn't because they weren't done. And so if they're cold, it's not my fault." Now, so I am like, "Oh no, don't worry about that. Just get the pizzas here." And I tell him it's my son's birthday. I ordered these pizzas a while ago, so they would be here now for the party, which is happening now. Like which is why we're hoping to get the pizzas here. So if they're a little cold, that's fine. It's a bunch of kids. They're not going to care. Just as long as we have pizzas. Steven, this man's like, okay, I'll be there in like 10 minutes. So I'm like, okay, cool. Steven, 10 minutes goes by. He's still not there.
Mhm.
Not there. Like 15 minutes goes by. I call him again. He says to me, oh, I didn't see I had another delivery that came in. I was like, wait, so you are already late on my delivery and then took another delivery knowing full well, with full consciousness that this was my son's birthday party, like pizza. And you're
Crazy
like,
man.
I just can't believe
I
anyone's
just
like
had to
that.
sit and complain for a second because like you can tell me a thousand things how convenient, blah blah blah.
Mm,
I fucking hate
mhm.
that we as a country, we as the world have like decided that these companies being able to deliver anything we want anytime we want has severely like transformed in the worst ways the delivery aspect of restaurants that used to deliver.
Yeah,
Like
it's so true.
they upcharge every menu item on their app. They hit you with multiple fees. They hit you with like, and like it's crazy. I can't stand them. I'm so mad that like back in like 2020, like I know it was before then, but 2020 is really what solidified it because of
Yeah,
the
of
pandemic.
course.
I'm so mad that we have all just been okay with it. It's like the worst system ever. Like it's horrible. Like half the time I've used it, it gets delivered to the wrong address, even though you know me, OCD, I completely check it multiple times, and this person's just punching in the wrong address. Like,
Yep.
it's just, it's so frustrating. I hate it. I hate it. I hope all those companies crash and burn. I really do.
No, I
That's
know.
my like hard stance, like on those companies.
No, it's a nightmare. It really is. Well, it's a big cluster cuss because it's the whole desperation and like, job nonsense. It's insecurity right now. It's
And they,
crazy.
and it's not even like the
Um,
people that work for those places do super well. I see constant complaints from
of
people that
course,
drive for them because they exploit the drivers, they exploit the customer, they exploit the business, they charge the business too. It's just literally some greedy motherfucker taking all this money,
always,
and it
every
pisses me
time.
off. It pisses
Yeah.
me. It literally is. I mean, that's
So,
every position in America. But anyways, I digress.
okay, so speaking of greedy motherfuckers. No, no, yeah. No, Steve, okay, so this is a true thing that happened that I thought was funny, so I'm gonna share it. So, dude, I'm like pacing back and forth, trying to be patient, trying to be like, okay, it's fine, things happen as long as we get the pizza eventually, everything's okay. So I'm just like waiting by the door, hoping that this delivery driver shows up, and I see these two men and like four children come up to the door and they kind of like look at the sign that's on the door. It says closed for a party. And they're like standing there. And I open the door and I'm like, are you here for the, birthday party? And they're like, are you the owner of this place? And I was like, no, I'm the father of the person having a birthday party, and I'm like laughing. And they're like, oh, well, we're from out of town and we just wanted to come in. And I, anyway, thank you, man. And they start walking away. I was like, no, 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 just come in. I was like, listen. I was like, listen. And this is what I say to them, Stephen. I say, listen, my son's name is Atlas. He's turning 11. Be nice to him. That's it. That's like,
Those are the
that's
only.
it. That's it. Those are all the details.
So
Are
not
really
only did they get
easy.
to experience retro zone, but they got to get in for free
Dude,
under the.
100%. So these guys are there for free. They're like, are you, like they're like, do you want some money? I was like, no, we rented the place. Who cares? Just like go have fun, do the thing, like be nice to my son. That's all I care about. Because I don't know them. I don't know if they're gonna be like the aggressive types or like some kind of like rude people. I don't know. So I'm just like, hey, look, I'm trying. Like, just be cool. That's
A
all. As
normal
long as
person
you're
in this
cool.
situation would just be appreciative, but you never know. The world is a crazy place. So
Exactly. Exactly. Yeah, we don't exactly. So I was like, yeah, well, no, don't worry about it. So this guy tries to give me $20 like three times throughout the night, and I'm like, I don't. It's fine. Just it's fine. No big deal. So they're so appreciative, dude. At the end of the night, this little kid comes up to me. And he's one of the four kids. And he's like, "Where's Atlas?" And I was like, he's over here." And I point him out, and the kid goes up and he gives Atlas $20 for his birthday.
oh, that's so perfect and sweet though.
It
That's
was
so
so good. It was such a nice
like they
moment.
were so insistent, like, no, you were too nice to me. We're gonna get you this money. Like we're gonna
Yeah,
get you
they were.
something.
They were really they ended up being really nice and like when they left they thanked thanked me and they were just like you guys are really cool, thank you so much for this, blah blah blah. It was a great time, and they were just nice people and everything went so well. I was like you guys left and then after in a little bit we had to go and I was like, oh crap, I need to like clean up really fast. So I just like ran around like the Flash, just like quickly cleaning. But it was good. It was a great party. It was beautiful. It was since it was Valentine's weekend and my son's birthday is on Valentine's Day. We don't usually do anything on Valentine's Day. That's usually like reserved for Atlas. Carly and I did celebrate the day before, and we like we had dinner and I got her some stuff. But you did something for Valentine's Day, right?
Well, yeah, so basically most holidays now, like when it comes to especially like if it's like a shared holiday, like Valentine's Day, living in Florida,
Hmm.
Valentine's is probably one of the busier days for restaurants in Florida because you literally have the entire northern population in Florida avoiding the snow. And
Yeah.
so, but I went to Farmer Joe's and I got Tina a prime fillet. I got the girls some New York strips. I cooked Maine lobster tails. I cooked them sea scallops. I like cooked all three ladies in my life the most elegant, awesome meal, and they all enjoyed it. It was a really good, but I didn't realize how long it was going to take me. It did take me a long time to cook
Yeah.
everything, like this, get the lemon butter going, get this
Dude, oh.
going, prep this, But no, it was totally worth
Did
it. We
you
had,
were you
and then
off
we.
on anything or did you like figure it
The
out?
only thing is the scallops were they just weren't the best, and I don't know if, and I think the reason why is because usually I dedicate a single pan to the scallops, but I cooked the girls strips in
Mhm.
the cast iron, that I cleaned it real quick and then did the scallops, and I think I just the heat was different, and like I just didn't set it up right. But other than that, it went off. And then we watched that crappy movie from the 2010s, Valentine's Day movie with like
Oh,
all those
yeah,
celebrities.
yeah, yeah. I remember
Ashton
that.
Kutcher. It's actually not that. It's a pretty decent rom com, but
Yeah.
Taylor Swift's in it, so yeah, of course,
Oh, okay. I see.
yeah,
That's
her and actually is when she was dating Taylor Lautner, so her and Taylor Lautner are together in the movie, and they're like high school like
yeah,
sweethearts. And
totally identical. It's crazy.
dude, if it well, what's even crazy about Taylor Lautner, and Swifties out there who listen to the podcast, you can correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm almost positive the girl he ended up marrying was
Mhm.
actually a huge Swiftie,
Oh,
whose
really?
name was also Taylor. So I'm pretty sure they're both just Taylor Lautner.
That's
Like that's just their names. Their name is Taylor Lautner.
that's
Like, but yeah,
hilarious.
and she was a huge Taylor Swift fan. So
We
I'm
are
sure,
Taylor
I'm
Law.
I'm guessing like if you were like a Swiftie, like, and you know like your husband dated like your favorite person. I guess that's cool. I don't know how that works.
Yeah, she's like,
Um,
technically, I kissed Taylor Swift.
yeah, like I'm not sure which way that goes. Like if like
Yeah,
like
yeah,
if I knew Tina was with like who's even like Claudio before we were together, I don't know if I would like that.
yeah. Do you think Taylor Lautner's wife is like, she wears short shirts, I wear t-shirts. She was cheer
she
captain. I'm on the
I'm I
bleachers.
here I am.
All right, let me see before we get out of here. We have like a handful of very silly questions. If you want to do a questions
Let's
for the
do it.
colony.
You're at the campfire and it's time to ask some motherfucking questions. Questions. So you get your journal out because you wrote them down in cursive. Cursive. It's an irrelevant detail to this song, but I thought you should all know it because it's questions from the colony with Stephen and Anthony. They're gonna answer all your questions that you wrote in cursive.
Cursive questions from the
Cursive
colony.
questions.
So every once in a while we extend the offer out to anyone who's interested and let excuse me and let you all ask us questions. So we are here to build a colony. We want it as just 100% transparency. We want people to know they can ask us anything they want. Stephen, we have some very silly questions today. Mostly we so the first question is from of course my wife, KT Carly LaFusi asks, "Do you think if you checked for aliens in the morning instead of at night, you'd be more likely to find one?" Okay,
I
listen.
mean, she has a point.
Yeah, well, because they know I'm looking for them every single night. Yeah, so sometimes, Steven, sometimes I forget that I live with people. I forget that I live with someone and I'm just do the things that I do. I just like I'm in the kitchen singing. I'm making up voices for like potatoes or whatever. I do things to entertain myself all day. It's what I do. And then so sometimes at night I will look out the window because like what if that's the time an alien ship is going by?
The worst part about you looking for aliens every evening where you live is you're so close to RSW that
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
9 times out of 10 it's going to be a plane.
Of
Like
course it's a boy.
it's going to
I
be,
mean,
and there's
honestly,
there's
at
so
this
many
point,
hopeful moments that could happen because of that, and that
at this
sucks.
the aliens should just disguise their ships as planes because it would just be effective at this point.
Yep.
But yeah, so every night I do check for aliens, and it's become a running joke because she sees me do it and she laughs at me every time, and I'm like I'm not gonna not look. What if that's the night? So there was one night.
What if that's the night?
You remember? It happened kind of recently. There was a night where I was like really tired and I forgot to look for aliens because I was so tired, and I had a dream about aliens. And they spoke to me, and it was very cryptic and very creepy. And I'm like, I'll never miss another night. Sorry, aliens. I'm gonna start looking in the morning too. I'm gonna double dip. But
Double tip that
anyway,
shit.
we have okay, dude. We do have some like weird, silly questions from the movie colony. So let's see. Our good
Ooh,
friend Fowler asks, if you were
Fowler.
yogurt, would you be fruit at the bottom or stirred, Stephen?
So first off, I just immediately think of Biodome because
Yeah.
that like are you fruit at the
Oh.
bottom waiting to be stirred? But actually, I'm gonna throw. I know this is just a silly question, but I actually don't like fruit chunks in my yogurt. I just like yogurt.
Yogurt.
Like, and actually, I don't. I like maybe like strawberry yogurt, strawberry.
Okay.
Like, and then
Yeah.
if it's not that, I typically like Greek yogurt, and that's
Yeah.
usually to make like sauces. Like, I don't really. I'm not a huge yogurt eater, but I don't like fruit in my yogurt.
No.
No.
So Stephen, we're about to have at least we have two more Pauly Shore related questions. So first of all, I would like to say I should invite him on our show just for fun, but I feel like I need like a reason to invite I because like I mean I have ideas for Pauly Shore. I can talk to him for sure,
Oh,
like,
that
for
would be
sure.
awesome.
But he still follows me on Twitter/X, so like I could just message him and see what happens. It'd be funny. Anyway, so we have a couple more questions. Steven, what's your favorite Pauly Shore movie?
It's not. Here's the thing. I actually like all of them. The ones I've seen the least are Jury Duty and I think this is Jury Duty. But my favorite is Biodome. And it's just because my sisters and I, we literally it was one of those movies that we just watched 1,000 times as kids because we had the VHS. And I genuinely do love Biodome, but I know in my heart of hearts, Son-in-Law and In the Army Now are better movies, but Biodome is my personal favorite.
For sure. I also watched Jury Duty the least of all the Pauly Shore movies. I feel like okay, sneak answer. My favorite is a Goofy movie.
Goofy movie's good. Encino Man too. Like I always
Encino,
forget about
I,
Encino
I
Man.
think
I always
Encino
forget
Man
because
might
he's not like
be
the
my
main
actual.
character in it,
Yeah,
but like he's a. I mean, yeah, he's like a main side character. So
yeah. If we're talking like he's the like one of the main, primary main two characters, it's probably like Biodome does not hold up. It's a bad movie. It's still like goofy, fun to
mhm.
watch. Like, why not? I watched it a billion times growing up, so I was like, oh, I can't wait to watch this. And I watched it, and I was like, oh man, I guess I'm not 11 anymore. But that being said, like whatever, it has its place, and it had its place. I think In the Army Now is probably my favorite of his movies.
It
I
really is.
like
It's so good. It's so funny.
it's
David
very
Allen Greer's fucking hilarious in
David
it,
Allen
and
Greer is amazing in that movie, and the whole scorpion thing. Like, did you see the size of that
yeah,
scorpion?
it's got me on my back.
That was amazing. It's so good.
You see that
Anyway,
fucking is a yeah. I know what you're talking
awesome.
about.
It's so good. He says, if you could put Pauly Shore into any horror movie, which would you pick? What would you pick?
Ooh,
Yeah,
any horror movie. Scream's got to be one of the better ones.
that would be
Um,
very funny.
Scream would be solid for Polly. Texas Chainsaw Massacre would be fun too. Group of kids. Hey, oh, this guy's got skin on his face, buddy.
Oh my God, I don't think it gets better than that.
He like pulls the core of the chainsaw, wheeze the juice, and just like starts like cutting the Texas Chainsaw Massacre man, Leatherface.
Okay, I feel like we're not gonna, you can't top that. Then our friend NASA Boy 87 Matt asks, what is the airspeed velocity of an unladen swallow?
Blue. Ah, no,
African or
I
European?
know, I know it's not the same question, but that was
Yeah.
funny. I have zero clue whatsoever what the arrow whatever
Airspeed
was.
velocity. Okay, and Steven, this is a good question. What's the answer to life, the universe, and everything?
Oh, love. So you just literally love and be as friendly as you possibly can to as many people as you can and build your colony
Yeah,
slash
make
cult.
things a little bit better. Also, 42. But yeah, no, you got it. I totally agree with Steven. Let me see. Uh, our friend Jess says, okay, so when people die, we stay in the outfit we die in. It's a fact that everyone knows. What outfit would you prefer not to be wearing when you die? And what's the best outfit you could be wearing when you die?
Mm. So jeans and a t-shirt's obviously the best outfit you could pass away in. If you want to still have some
Right.
style plus comfort. But if we're real, like probably like boxers or just It's like I would even say naked if there wasn't shame attached to it, but like you probably want to be comfortable because I imagine you
Yeah.
don't feel I don't know, like imagine never being able to take off your clothes ever
Oh,
again. Like
yeah.
that's a crazy thought to
Is
have, you
it?
know.
Yeah. Do you feel them? Do you have those sensations? I have so many questions about being a ghost, Jess. You can't just leave, you can't just drop that on our laps.
The show
Can we take
Ghost
them off?
is
Can
pretty
we?
funny with the clothing
Yeah,
stuff,
well, like,
but
can we? Yeah, that's true. But like, if I have a heart attack, I'm taking my shirt off. Is my shirt lifted forever? Like, even though I'm not touching it, is it just stuck in the position whenever my spirit exits my body? You know?
am I and when does it snap? Yeah, when does the photo
Yeah.
snap of the outfit? Like if I know people defecate when they die. If I defecate while I'm dying, do I have like shit in
Oh,
my pants for eternity? Like, is that
yeah.
permanent a fixture? Like,
Don't love it. I don't love it. I
I don't
don't like
like
it.
that idea at all. Choking on
Oh,
like,
ugh.
there's a lot of
The,
horrible ways that could go.
the last question we have, Jess also asked, Stephen, out of all the movies you've ever seen,
Mm.
what movie reality would you want to live in?
Ooh. Ooh, what movie reality? Man, that's a good question because there's so many movies where you could just. I mean, I know this is cliche sounding, but like, no, because Neverland's kind of lame. Never ending story would be kind of cool, but it's also kind of lame. Um, reality. So I'd want to live in a reality where gaining superpowers or some sort of superhuman
Yep.
abilities isn't like necessarily you're born with it, but you can earn it.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
I'd want to exist in a reality where that like can happen. Um, I feel like Lost Boys in and of itself right there allows like guarantees vampires exist, which then in turn guarantees. You know
Steven,
what?
I will say also, wait. Lost Boys might be perfect, dude, because the fact that there were half vampires that had vampire, like all the vampire powers and none of the side
Yeah,
effects, why?
but I was actually going to say,
I don't
sadly
understand.
enough, I
I
want
don't.
it to be Lost
Okay.
Boys because it's my favorite movie. But I think if you're leaning towards vampirism or like mythological creatures, I think Twilight is the best universe to live in, honestly.
Oh yeah, you could become the yeah, but they are like they get all fiendy for the blood, right? And
Yeah,
like
it's
and
true.
also, I mean, I guess they can go out in the sun and like
They just
sparkle and stuff.
sparkle, you know?
But like Michael could go out in the sun and just needed like a blanket or suntan
Mhm.
lotion, you
So as long
know?
as you don't fully commit to killing someone, you gain all the strength and none of the weakness. You'd just be a daywalker.
Yeah.
And I guess like the Harry Potter universe would be cool if you weren't a muggle,
If you're
but
yeah,
like
but that's the
if
fear,
you're a
dude, because if
yeah,
I'm
if
a
you're
muggle, I'm gonna end up being the Hitler of wizards. I'm like I don't want
I'm gonna execute everyone with
I just
magic.
can't. I'm sorry. I understand. Listen, I get to
I
live
am
40 years
I am
as a
was that
mediocre.
Oliver
Okay, I don't need to be the Oliver Twist in a world of wizards. That's not fair. No one should
I
have.
was gonna say I am Trask from X-Men. Like I
Yeah,
am designing Sentinels. Like I
yeah.
get it. Like
Oh my God. Yeah. Oh
but
my
like
God. Dude.
universe wise, it would have to be a place where I could like live in some mysticism, live in some fantasy that is like obviously there's every movie has struggle in it, so there's gonna be struggle no matter what movie you pick. But I would definitely want to gain powers. So I think I'm gonna commit to Lost Boys. I think Lost Boys is the
I think
safest
Lost
one
Boys makes a lot of
after
sense
discussing.
because you could just be. You know what would
Because
suck? You know what would suck though, Steven? You have to be very careful about who you choose to like sire you and be your
yeah,
master because you could be like, okay, hey, I'm a half vampire. I can fly and stuff now. I'm flying through the air. Then suddenly, ah! I'm like,
yep,
what? Oh, he got staked. He got staked by someone.
you're
He
just
fell on like you're dead. Why don't we see that? We should see more of like the dismount. Like people like like vampires becoming like, wait, I'm not a vampire anymore. What do you mean? What do you mean? You know?
like, could you imagine like, hey man, hey, what's up? I just wanted to let you know I have a serious case of the garlic syndrome and I may die. So like just be very careful about flying, jumping, starting a fight with a couple guys at a pool hall. You just need to be wary. I could go any day. So like
So funny because it's the same thing with werewolves. Like if the werewolf that bit you dies, you're no longer like burdened with lycanthropy. Okay, so like if I'm just going about my day and I'm like I'm invincible, only silver can hurt me. Go ahead, stab me in the heart. It doesn't matter. It's not silver. Uh-oh, I guess John died. I guess Dave died. I guess
Now I'm dead.
yeah, that sucks. Oh my God. Yeah,
Ooh,
there's
Underworld. Underworld would be a good one.
ooh, that
That
is
universe. That's a
that's a
good
good one.
universe. That's a good
That is.
universe.
Ooh, I want to rewatch those movies and
Yeah,
stuff.
I should too, because like they're great. But
What time is it?
anyways,
Okay. But okay, those are all the questions we have. Thank you all for asking. If you have any questions for us, ask them below or ask them on Twitter or Patreon or one of the various places. Other than that, so every episode we talk about what we're gonna do this week. So Stephen, what are you gonna do this week?
I got like a handful of pages left. I'm just gonna plow through as many as I can.
Awesome. I'm going to color at least one page, and I'm going to start really building the Kickstarter because it needs the bones. It needs to start getting filled so we can we're getting to the end of the month. We only have what 11 days left or whatever, and then
Mhm.
we're at the next month and
Time
we're
to
ready to
launch.
launch this dang book, and I can't wait. I hope you're all going to show up for it. I really do. If you're excited for Deathless, let us know. If you've made it this far in the episode, let us know. We really appreciate it. If you've read Table Scraps, go write a review on it because I it would make me feel good. Because right now I'm like, oh, no one's reading my book, and I wish they would. I wish the humans would read it. It would be nice. I just want to know that someone enjoyed it. I'm really thankful that if you read my book, just know that I'm really thankful for you. Aside from that, that's what we're doing this week. Just know that we love you. Know that we're thankful for you. Know that we're here for you if you have any issues you want to talk about. Steven, what do you want to say to people before we go?
Thank you so much for being our friends, being our family. We love and appreciate each and every one of you.
Absolutely. But until next time, I'm Anthony,
I'm Stevie Wildcard.
and this has been We Have Issues. We'll see you next week.
Boom, boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. Boom, 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 boom. You got it.
Mortal Kombat 1 was the first one I got as a kid. I remember I've told that story in the podcast before. I was like begging for it. My parents were like, it's too violent. You can't have that, blah,
Yeah,
blah, blah.
and they packaged it in something. You said, "See," and you
Yes.
saying it would. Yes, I know. Yeah, that's a good
Yes.
story.
Dude. So like I mean I just like it's always been a big part of my life. Like that was like my prime like favorite thing growing up was like Mortal Kombat games. Mortal Kombat 3 was the one that I remember like when it came out I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna get good at this." Like Mortal Kombat
Because the first two are great, but let's be
yeah.
real. The first two are just trying to chain roundhouse kicks into trips, into uppercuts, into special moves to
Yep.
mitigate. Whereas Mortal Kombat 3 truly brought the blocking combos, like
Yep.
it
Dude,
really did bring more dynamics to Mortal Kombat.
exactly. So I was like, that's when I like started like really getting on my game. So it's like, dude, like it just all started coming back, and I was like, I looked up and I realized because it says like one and it says the amount of games you won, and I was like, it says 5 games in a row. I'm like, oh, I should probably calm down a little. Like I'm being silly. But yeah, dude, it's been so much fun. He tonight he was playing it, and he's playing on like novice. He goes through the towers, and he beat Mataro, and he's like freaking. He was like super excited, but
Mataro's
dude,
not easy either,
dude,
man. Mataro,
Mataro's
like, really, he can be really cheap. Even
yep,
on novice, he can be really cheap.
dude, it's so true. And like the funniest thing about it, he was fighting Mataro, and I was like, dude, I'm like talking him through it, trying to like give him some strategies to help him out because he's trying to do things that like he's like trying to do like a spear and like like
Hmm.
or he's playing his smoke, so he's doing like the chest spear and like the teleports, and I'm like, he's gonna keep getting you, he's gonna grab you, he's gonna do his thing, he's gonna throw you over and
Let
over.
me teach you the ancient sacred teachings of the drop kick over and
What
over again on
One
boss fights.
100%, dude. I was like, you need to be. Yeah, I was like, you need to be drop kicking and then retreating and then drop kicking and then retreating and then drop kicking and then going the other way and then drop kicking. Like I was like,
Yep.
stop talking.
You might be able to sneak an uppercut here and
Yep,
there, but it's the
but
drop kick method. It's the
it
only way to win.
it is early Mortal Kombat. They were just like, oh, you think you're good, but you have no idea. You need to use the most basic moves in the weirdest ways against these bosses, or else you're screwed. Um,
Hmm.
but but dude, he did it, but as he beat Motaro, I was like, Atlas, I want you to know, Shao Kahn's about to just wreck you. I was like, you have no chance
He's
against
gonna
that.
taunt you and laugh at you and mock you while you lose.
Dude, I was like, that shadow shoulder is going to like it's gonna like send your soul out of your body, and there's
Hmm.
nothing you could do about it for a while. So like get used to it. You're not beating him tonight. I know that.
Hmm.
I love you. I love you so much. I just know for a fact, like there's no chance. Yeah, yeah, he got wrecked. Like there's like not
Yeah.
even close, dude. I was like, you'll
Oh,
get
too
you.
easy.
It was the
Ha,
cheapest
ha, ha,
crap in the world.
ha, ha. Yep.
All right, hang on. Before we get started, so I'm gonna cut all. I'm gonna put all that at the end of the show since that's like that's prime, perfect end of the show banter.
Choice.